What's up? Here to have a post from Cynthia Nimuraku on Twitter. And what drew me to this post was the fact that Mike Connell, who's also known as Satirical Soldier here on YouTube, if you're not following him already, make sure you are, posted underneath this, and I thought it was some ratio, is what I'll say. And it'll probably get bigger after this. So she's a political candidate representing Fianna Fáil in the upcoming European elections for Ireland South. That's going to go well for you. Anyway, you have 571 followers here on Twitter. You've got a blue check mark. Who's paying for that? Is that you or the party? What's the story with that? And you've got 8 likes on this post. It's not looking good for you. Okay, I'm just going to tell you that right now. It's not looking good. So what you have here is a post that says endometriosis. There'll be someone in the comments there that works in the medical field that say, Ninja, you've said that wrong. Maybe there might be someone in there that say, well, Ninja, you've actually said that right there. It's one of the most common gynecological. Now, I'm going to say this. There's a joke coming up with regards to that in a couple of minutes, so bear with me on that one. Remember that word. It's not a hard word to forget, to be quite fair. Conditions in Ireland and affects approximately 1 in 10 women. Now, this is what these people in political candidacy like to do, that have been part and are part of these parties that have had the ball. They have actually run the show. They've had the controls in their hands, okay? They've fumbled the ball. They've made a mess with the controls. And then they are turning around and going, oh, look what happened. You're responsible for this. Your party is responsible for this. Who created the HSE? It hardly was the people of Ireland that turned around and said, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do this here. We'll put up a top-heavy organisation with multiple scandals, and that they like to post on reeling in the ears from time to time and show you what went down and go, whoops, remember when that happened? Whoopsies. It's not like we do it again. And then you've got someone like that. You have Paul Reid there that was running the HSE for a while, and he was a former telecommunications head. Not a doctor, not someone that was in the medical field, a former telecommunications head that was running the health service in Ireland. What do you think about that? That's insane, isn't it? Anyway, we'll keep going. And then these people like to say, oh no, look what happened. I'm not surprised. Women with endometriosis in Ireland have been let down by the HSE. So, who was punished for them being let down? What sort of repercussions happened to the people that let those women down? Did any? You know what I mean? Repercussions and all of these things don't go hand in hand with these people in these places. Not at all. Okay? If that was the case, Tony Holohan would have been nowhere near the last couple of years, but of course was a useful person because of prior experience, if you know what I'm speaking about there. I am calling for faster timelines for the delivery of 5 new regional endometriosis hubs, and I welcome the new national framework for endometriosis treatment. So this is what these people do all the time. Oh, look at the problem, but we also have the solutions. Well, why did you not do anything about that beforehand? Why is it now that you're deciding to post this out? This is May 24, 2024. It wouldn't be because an election is coming up, would it? Wouldn't be because of that. This is what these people think of you. They think you're stupid. They think that little positive little tweet like this is going to do something about it. But no. What's ended up happening is people have kept receipts, and politicians and people that say and do stupid things are being brought to task. And what you have here is Mike Connell, who has beautifully put it. I value free speech like I value my God-given right to breathe air. There are many more like me. Mess with us, please. And to be quite honest with you, when it comes to free speech and these people being very, very upset about the fact that people are talking online, I think it says something when these people post out things like this. You've got a woman that probably walked out, allegedly, because who knows now, Fianna Fáil were saying not too long ago, were they not there, they weren't sure what a woman is. The HSE were actually saying that not too long ago either as well. By the way, when you're talking about failures, the HSE, I put out a video about the HSE not knowing what a woman is. Incredible stuff, right? Owen O'Brien there, so it's not just this party and it's not just that party. Owen O'Brien from Sinn Féin, it was like the soul left the body when he was asked outside the doll what a woman is. This is a fella that's hanging around with Lynn Boylan. Now again, when I say hanging around, they're together, right? So a lot of people don't know that. But now, in saying that though as well, when it comes to Lynn Boylan, who knows? You know what I mean? Allegedly, spectfully on that one. So you've got this woman that probably walked out the door thinking she looked like Barbie. But in fact, she comes across more like Cruella de Vil to me. So what you see here is Mike has gotten 64 likes on this tweet. He has drubbed this woman. And not only has he drubbed her, he's done it with her own words too. So let's have a look and see what she was saying.
I'm outside the Dublin headquarters of X, formerly known as Twitter. Elon Musk is enabling violent content against women and minorities. This is destructive to all of us. It's damaging for society. Such vile content is certainly not freedom of speech. The tech giants, Twitter and X, need to be tackled head-on through investigations, criminal sanctions, especially against the executives of the company. For far too long, they've failed to act, failed to remove the destructive content and the misinformation. I will tackle the tech giants head-on in the European Parliament and ensure the full enforcement of the Digital Services Act against them. I'm outside the Dublin headquarters of X, formerly known as...
You'll do nothing. Because here's the thing. These people have gone full-on authoritarian over the last couple of years. They've gone full mask off. She is literally, and I mean quite literally, telling you that they want to identify you for posts, for mean tweets, for words they don't like, for black and white words on a screen that they don't like. Meanwhile, they have the country being invaded. They have people being forced from other countries into areas where people don't want them and they're up to no good. They're not being policed whatsoever. Shanty towns are emerging and crime is skyrocketing in this country. And she's spouting over about women and minorities. Listen till I tell you this. The Irish people are a minority in this world. There are billions of others that are out there, and certainly countries that contain billions, and indeed continents that contain billions. We are only a population of in and around 4 to 5 million as Irish people with ancestors buried in the ground long before us. And you have these people, and I struggle to say words like people when it comes to these individuals, because these individuals make me sick. You're talking about taking people's God-given right to have free speech because you think the content is untoward. If that's the case, get off the platform. If you don't like it, make a move off there. And see the way she's talking tough there and she's putting out the hands and all of that. I can tell you something for nothing. The likes of this person here would be heading on over to the European Union if she even got in there and would be told to do what she's to do. Right? Bigger people that are over there would look at her, laugh and go, sit down you and do what you're told. And you see, this is what we are dealing with here now. We have a crisis here in this country of weak politicians and shysters and grifters, like people in these long established parties that are going out and saying things like this, flagrantly posting in your faces how they want to take away your right to free speech and your right to post content that these individuals don't like. And the other thing she turns around and says then is misinformation. I find that to be hilarious, because where have these people come out about the likes of the mask when they were telling you that you would be all over the joint when it came to things if you didn't wear the mask? You would be in hospital. What about granny and all that? Okay, well, it was proved then that those didn't work, but you didn't want to know anything about that, and then you let it slip that it was all about compliance towards the end. Remember that one there? What about the company there beginning with A and having a Z in it? It has to whip its product off the shelves now because it's causing issues. And listen, the other ones are going to do the same eventually. Are you talking about that being misinformation? Remember when you was pumped that out through the media and also through social media? Remember when you were putting your little pictures up of you taking them and all that? Very weird stuff when it's coming to people dropping in the suddenlies category right now. And what about the cancers as well too that are going through the roof? The HSE, you don't want to talk about that one as well. What about the amount of people's appointments that were cancelled during those years there when you had people scared over the sniffles? Remember when the flu went on a gap year for 2 years on the bounce and you told people to stay at home, and people, very seriously ill people, stayed at home and followed that advice that was wrong? And you have the gall to stand up there and talk about misinformation and have an issue with Elon Musk. You see the common denominator here, guys. It's these people in these political parties and these political parties as a whole that want to attack free speech, because what happens on a platform like Twitter, it actually destroys their narrative, and their narrative has taken a significant wobble over the last couple of months and indeed years. But here's the thing that they don't know and that they don't understand, because not only are they too old to understand this, but they're also too stupid to understand this. They don't know that things have moved on from them lightning quick. You've got Simon Harris, for example, there, a fella with the posture of a prawn, and he's up there and he's talking as if he's from the 1940s. He looks like he's from the 1940s. He's only in his 30s. You've got Micheál Martin and Mr. Burns lookalike character. This is another individual that wouldn't be able to keep up with what's going on right now. Eamon Ryan, Cabbage Head, another fella that wouldn't be able to keep up with what's going on now. These people have multiple advisors around them and they're losing the narrative. You see what I'm saying? These people have been utterly dismantled. And you know what's happened? It was because of the lies that they told a couple of years ago when it came to the flu. Most people went along in their lives and said, yeah, I don't like doing this and I don't like doing that and I don't agree with this and I don't agree with that. But you guys ramped it up there over the last couple of years. And not only have you not acknowledged it, because eventually at some stage of the game you probably will and say, whoopsies, we didn't know that was going to do that. But listen, we listened to the health experts at the time. Masters of shifting the blame. This is what these people do. I saw Rishi Sunak do it not too long ago on a TV show where he was confronted by a fella who was injured. Fella obviously slipped through. He did through the questionnaire and got in there. And Rishi Sunak real quick turned around and said, well, we were just following the advice of the health experts. Slippery. These people are all slippery. They're like Schmeagol. They're like Gollum they are from Lord of the Rings. They all crave that power of the One Ring. And that's why I think the story of the Lord of the Rings from J.R.R. Tolkien, and indeed entertainment, is very important nowadays to even reflect upon and bring to the forefront when it comes to these things. These people have no idea with what is coming down the road. And what is coming down the road is there's going to be nationalists and patriots that are going to gain seats in this country, and they are going to hold people accountable. They're going to hold parties accountable. Because I tell you what, when I see an incident like this pop up on my timeline and see what this person is for, well, I can tell you this, I am not happy, to say the very least. Let me know what you think in the comments. What do you think about the video that was posted here? What do you think about the fact that these people have tried to skip on past the sniffles from the last couple of years and have tried to blame things on remember when you didn't go into the pub and have a €9 meal? Remember when you stood up and walked around the pub and you hadn't got the nappy on over the nose and you had to be told to make sure you wore it correctly, and then you could walk outside into the smoking area and everything was fine? Remember those days? These people need to be held accountable for all these things. And listen, it goes back as far as that. Let me know what you think about that situation. Make sure you put the like on the video. Make sure you share the video, very important. And make sure you subscribe to the channel, also very much so helps. And I'll talk to you later. Good luck. What? You're still here? Oh, that's right. You were waiting for the joke that I was going to tell earlier on when I was talking about gynecological issues, isn't that right? Well, I'm no gynecologist, but I know see you next Tuesday when I see one.